Hi everyone. Every profession have their own advantage and in their own problems. So if you have seen two doctors are talking to each other, you might have also seen that they use a lot of fillers and jargons and industry-specific words. We call them basic terminologies. So if you want to be a solid digital marketer, or if you want to have a good career, or if you want to start out, or you're someone who also maybe worked for a few years, and if you're not aware of the basic terminologies of the field, you might struggle. So I want you to take a moment to watch this video. I will talk about 22 basic and most commonly used terminologies of digital marketing that you must know. The first terminology is CPR, cost per result. For example, I want to sell this wireless mouse. All right. So I brought that product with 300 USD and I will sell that should be 500. So I have 200 USD as a GP, gross profit. Now I have to at least make sure that I'm getting a profit of 200, and to make sure that I'm profitable, I have to spend less than 200. So now maybe I have spent $80 to sell one mouse. So 80 is my CPR, cost per result. All right. So the next term is CPC. So just for example, I am running a Google search ad for this mouse, best mouse near you. Then my ads popped up and you clicked on that ad, and my Google ad bidding system is like, whenever someone is clicking on my ad, I will just pay 5 USD. If someone is clicking and I have to spend more than 5 USD, please don't let that person click on my ad. I only want people who will make a click on my ad, and I will spend $5 maximum. So that's the bidding system, So let me know in the comments below if you want a very detailed video on Google Ads bidding system. I'll also create one. All right, so that's CPC. Next one is also about C. It's CTR, click through rate. Just for example, I created an ad and the ratio of people stopping in front of the ad, that means CTR, click through rate. How many people are doing some sort of action in front of the ad? Just for example, I created an ad for that, a Facebook ad. I need to measure how many people are actually getting interest on that ad. So I am creating two ads with two different localities, two different targetings. So the next term is retargeting. Just for example, you have a website and you are selling a podcast microphone. So whenever you're creating a campaign to retarget someone who already have an idea about your business, maybe visited your website, maybe got a brochure, maybe had a call with your salesperson, that is retargeting. You're again reaching out to your existing customer or related customer. Next one should be buyer persona. That's very common in marketing. Whenever you're creating a buyer persona, that is the first thing of a campaign. So I can see there is 3 different buyer persona for 3 different people. Number one is actually about someone who is a corporate guy. The second one should be a young lady who is in a very jolly mood. The third person should be a guy in his 30s with a very normal mood. So buyer persona means an imaginary character where you want to sell your product or service. Just for example, I would like to sell these ear dots. So I have to make sure that the person I'm targeting to already may be using an Apple product, right? They may have a Mac, may have a iPod, may have a iPod, may have a iMac or something like that. So I need to make sure that the person who have high income, maybe a person who already work in a corporate or startup. So the person's fake avatar that I'm creating is actually called buyer persona. An imaginary people, an imaginary TG, target group, an imaginary person who might end up buying your product or service. Content marketing. Whenever you're trying to reach out to your target audience with some sort of a content, maybe this blog post, maybe this video, maybe SMS content, is actually called content marketing. Maybe you have a YouTube channel where you talk about podcast and you're going to sell a podcast mic. Now, you already influenced these people, marketed your product with your content, and your content was a podcast or your YouTube channel's video. So video is a content and you are a marketer, and the whole thing is content marketing, and it is booming. Now UGC contents, user generated contents are booming, and micro influencers are actually stealing the show. SEO, search engine optimization. The person who is actually doing SEO is currently in a little bit of risk. Whenever you can optimize a search, that is called SEO. Just for example, I will write best podcast mic near me, then I can actually sell this podcast mic. So that keyword, that best podcast mic near me, was a long tail keyword. So whenever you are trying to rank in a search engine, it's called SEO. Next one would be keyword. And whatever I'm typing is actually a keyword. It can be la la bu da tu. This doesn't mean anything. But if someone is searching with that and I have a search result and I'm actually putting some sort of result out there, PPV, pay-per-view. We use that in YouTube ad mostly. So whenever, just for example, you have a music video, you want it to be shown to 2 million people. So now you launched a campaign in YouTube and you'd only pay 5 cents to each view of 15 seconds maybe or of your video. So you'll measure that campaign with PPV. Whenever someone is talking to me, hey, what's the PPV of our last video campaign? That means pay per view. How many you're paying for each view, right? Thanks. The next one. So whenever you are graphically showing something with a map and trying to make a large data very simple, that is called Heatmaps. We use that regularly whenever we're trying to create a Google Data Studio type of report, Google Looker Studio, the recent name. So that's Heatmap. In an app or in any type of website or anything, whenever you are clicking on something and whenever you're seeing something visually, it's actually UI, user interface. And whenever you are actually experiencing something, how much lagging, how much delay, if there is a payment method to pay it in the last step, it's actually user interface, user experience. So that's UI UX. Next question or next term is lead generation. Lead means some sort of a data. Whenever you're generating leads, that whole thing is lead generation. Just for example, I would like to buy the most expensive AirDots in the world. Then someone actually showed me an ad and they had a form and I fill up the form with my information. The guy who got the form's result is actually a lead generator. The information I sent is a lead. So overall, this process means lead generation. All right. So 17 is conversion tracking. Just for example, you have a website, and I'm actually putting a lot of examples maybe. So you would like to have a certain type of conversion. Maybe you would like to receive a lot of leads for your institute. Maybe you would like to sell a course. So anytime someone is actually submit a lead is a conversion. And the way you track it is actually conversion tracking. Use maybe Google Analytics for Google Tag Manager to track your conversion, right? So that's what conversion tracking means. Now I'm talking about standard conversions. There are standard, custom, different type of conversions. To know that, write down in the comments below. I'll create another video about that. All right, so we understood a little bit of conversion tracking. So whenever we try to track some conversions in our website or page or anything, it's called conversion tracking, right? CPL, cost per lead, the amount spent to get one lead. So we can use Google Ad, and Google have a lot of placements in their own products. For example, Google Search, Google Display Network, in Google Maps, and there are so many websites that are actually connected with Google ecosystem because they also want to have money. So whenever you're showing an ad on Google's website, and the guy who owns the website is actually getting a percentage. But there are a lot of websites who are not connected with Google's network, right? So how will you show ad to that website? Just for example, you're BMW, and in Christmas you would like to show your ad to maybe BBC on the first front page. What will you do? You'll try to use programmatic advertisement to actually take your slot with advanced bidding system. So if you want a dedicated video about programmatic advertisement, I can also create one. So let's not talk about that too further because the video will be too long. It's like automated bidding system, an advanced feature of Google Display Network, and you can have much more control. But these products are premium products. Not everyone can have that access. If you're watching from Bangladesh, you know SKME. So just learn about SKME and you'll understand what does it mean. It's actually much high-stake game, so you need to understand that. The next one, 20, is GDN, Google Display Network. It's actually showing ad to Google's display network. Is YouTube, it can be Google Search, it can be any partner program. Is actually GDN. And 21 should be Google Tag Manager. Google Tag Manager is an amazing feature. It actually works like a bridge between your website and also your advertisement platform. Just for example, I have a pixel, Facebook pixel. So maybe I have a website of 200 pages and you have a metapixel. You need to take the metapixel as JavaScript code inside, and also you need to put it on the website. So now on that 17 pages, you need to put that on the head section. But Google Tag Manager will help you to just implement it once in Google Tag Manager. And once you have to connect the Google Tag Manager with your website once, and now you can use Google Tag Manager as a tag management system, tag management software, tag management tool. It will manage all your tag, and as a marketer you can work inside Google Tag Manager, and it will automatically be implemented to your website. How it will help? It will help because you don't need to work on the website every single time. Your developer will not be mad at you, right? So that's for Google Tag Manager. And the last one is content management system. WordPress, Magento, Shopify. Whenever you're using any content management system, it's actually CMS. So